I am Michelle B. You are up to day 17 of the Simplify Your Life Challenge. If you don't know what the Simplify Your Life Challenge is, I will leave a link in the description down below so that you can find out a little bit more about it. And today we are doing a mental decluttering challenge. I'm just so excited for this side of the challenge. Like, this is what I've been looking forward to the whole time. And today is the day to figure out what lights you up. Because I think the biggest tragedy is living like a whole big long life and not doing just the tiny little things that bring you joy. So when I'm talking about things that light you up, I'm not necessarily talking about finding your dream job, your dream partner, like going to Europe for 5 years. I'm talking about the tiny little things like lying on a beach with a juice, sitting in your favorite bikini with like your favorite human in the world beside you, or going on a really cute nature walk at 5 a.m. in the morning with your partner and just like listening to the stillness and the birds. Like, oh yes. The big things like traveling the world, super important, but the little things can change your day by day. So basically we are doing a massive brain dump today and creating a big massive happy list that you can just refer back to at any point in time. First step of today's challenge is to brainstorm what makes you happy. In general, people really suck at knowing what makes them happy and what doesn't, because it's hard to be self-aware about what really lights you up. For example, a few years ago, I would have said that being around people doesn't make me happy. I'm a homebody. I like just like chilling by myself, doing my own thing, and that is what brings me the most happiness. Fast forward 3 years, and I know that being around the right people in the right setting makes me like so incredibly happy. If I need to lift my mood, I will call certain people, arrange to do like certain things that I know will just lift me up. There is so much value in figuring out what makes you happy because it enables you to do more of what makes you happy. It sounds so simple, but it's so important. So grab out your Simplify Your Life notebook and write a big ass list of every little moment that you can remember when you felt like seriously just elated and stoked, or when you felt joy, or when you just felt totally at peace and calm and present and in the moment. Maybe you were just totally pulled out of a bad mood. Think back to all those kind of times and think of what exactly you were doing. So the second step is to get really specific. So maybe you wrote down going on weekends away you think is something that lights you up. Dig a little deeper than that. So what was it about that weekend away that made it so good? For example, one version of a weekend away could be going to a big city, staying in like a big hotel with like 7 people, partying every night, like sleeping all day and like getting lots of like yum food. And a totally different version of a weekend away could be going to a small town where you can literally hear cows mooing in the background, waking up at 5 a.m. every morning and doing morning pages and drinking your coffee while you have like D&Ms with your BFF who's right there with you. Look at any of the situations that you might have written down that are a bit generic. You've just got to think about like what it is about certain situations that really light you up. Was it the fact that in that moment everything was still and you were totally alone and you just felt so at peace? Or was it because of the people that you were with and the things that you were talking about? Or was it because of the topics that you were talking about? Maybe you were chatting about like politics and feminism. Maybe it was literally because you were in nature, you were just surrounded by like trees and rocks and stones. Maybe it was because it was 5 a.m. in the morning and the sun was rising and the sunrise is just so beautiful. Get as specific as possible with your big list of things that make you happy. Something that I found is when I think about what makes me happy, a lot of the time there are really like common links throughout the whole thing. If you've done today's challenge and maybe you've sat down, tried to write and you've struggled, you need to start looking at those situations, people, circumstances that are lighting you up. Hop onto your phone, open your note-taking app, create like a category or a note, however you usually do it, called moments of happy. As you live through life from now on and you get moments of total just peace, total happiness, total joy, you feel elated, you feel awesome, your body feels great, write down the specifics of what you were doing in your note-taking app. The more that you do that, the more that you'll start to really pay attention to how you're feeling, and you'll be able to recognize when you are and when you aren't happy. Because not only is it really easy to just not know what makes you happy, it's also really easy to think that something makes you happy only to realize like a very long time later that it is not a thing that makes you happy at all. You don't necessarily have to take down your notes like in the moment. Actually, I would recommend not taking down your notes in the moment. You don't want to ruin those moments for you. Maybe just like at the end of the day, if you know you've had a freaking awesome day, write down, hey, like what made this day awesome? Last up is celebrate how fabulous you are. You've gotten so far in the challenge. I'm just so excited for the rest of this challenge to go ahead. Mental decluttering is going to be fabulous. We're actually going to revisit this section as we go along and figure out how to do a little bit more of the little things that make you happy. But tomorrow we'll be looking at simplifying your fucks given. I'm pumped. Sending all of the happy vibes your way. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram. Do all of the things. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you soon. I mean, I'll see you tomorrow.